Welcome to 1 Minute Left, powered by HDR, and I'm your host, Remy Fry. And as always, I'm joined by my amazing and beautiful co host, Brianna BB Holloway. Today, we're having a real, raw, necessary conversation about something most people don't see behind the scenes of death row advocacies: the emotional labor, the boundaries, and the rejections advocates sometimes experience, especially for men who are already married or in a relationship. This episode isn't about blame, it's about truth, and it's about respect, and it's about helping advocates understand the emotional landscapes of this work.
Thank you
All
so much,
right, BB.
Remy, for the fantastic introduction. It's always appreciated.
No
So,
problem.
I don't think that this is a topic that gets spoken about a lot from what I've seen on different
Mm-mm.
podcasts and things of that nature. So, um, I'm glad that we're bringing this topic to the forefront today because every advocate I feel like knows exactly what we're talking about, and I mean we're talking about like the intricacies of being an advocate and being in an organization and things of that nature. So, if y'all are an advocate, a part of an organization, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, when we step into this mission, when we're writing letters, offering some emotional support, showing up as a consistent voice, we are offering compassion and not romance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yet sometimes, even with the best intentions, boundaries can get blurred on the other end. And when a man is married or in a relationship, that can lead to some mixed signals, confusion, rejection, um, and pushing away of our advocacy. And honestly, it's kind of it could be a little hurtful,
Mm-hmm.
a
It
little bit,
can be.
a little bit.
Been there. Been there.
Um,
A little bit.
so, I do not have any experiences with any or for advocating for any people that have been in any relationships, but I know Remy, you have, and I know that you want to talk a little bit deeper about how that made you feel. So I'm gonna give you the floor.
What people forget is that men and women on death row are dealing with isolation, so and fear and emotional starvation. When someone suddenly shows up with consistently kindness and genuine care, it can feel like love to them. And so I had one guy on death row, send me a message, a phone message, and he said that he was no longer dealing with female advocates. And to me, I was like, okay, I didn't know how to take it. It was kind of hurtful because I was like, okay, here I am trying to help you. Here I am trying to advocate for you. I'm trying to save your life. So it was hurtful. I didn't know how to take it, but I had to, accept it and move on. But I noticed a lot of, men when they're in relationships on death row, they don't want a female advocate. And some in the past I didn't want to tell people who I was, what I looked like. I didn't want men to know I was a woman. I just wanted them to know that here I am. I'm an advocate. I'm here to mentally, emotionally support you, encourage you, send you prayers. And so that was the reason why. Because I didn't want, men to say, oh, this is a woman, and then their wives are like, or girlfriends like, oh, here comes a woman. She may be trying to have relations with you, try to have her, I don't know. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to support you because being on death row, there's a lot of people who don't want to support people on death row. And that's sad. So when someone is coming to try to support you and you push them away because of being a female, I don't know if male advocates go through this. I would like to talk to some male advocates and see if maybe they may go through this with females. But it, for those who are married or active relationship that created conflicts. Sometimes they shut me out. They disappear. They distance themselves because they're trying to stay loyal and avoid emotional confusion. And I had to understand it. But when you build relationship with someone and you build it for a year or you know uh, 2 3 months or and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I gotta go because I have a woman and she doesn't want me to be friends with you no more because you're a female, you're like, I'm trying to fight for you, and I don't understand that. If I was in a relationship with someone on death row and a woman came and she said, "Hey, I'm an advocate. I want to help your husband or boyfriend," I'm going to accept her because we need a village to fight this. And so being an advocate for men on death row has been difficult at times. But I almost walked away from it. I'm not gonna lie. I almost walked away from it, but I said, "Hey, Remy, don't worry about that. You're here to be an advocate. You're here to fight against the death penalty. Let's keep going. Let's put that to the side."
And what's so
Yeah.
crazy about rejection is that it's not even really a reflection of who we are, and it doesn't mean that we're doing something bad or wrong.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and it doesn't mean that we weren't trying to help. It doesn't mean that, our advocacy wasn't good enough or valuable. But sometimes, personal relationships really do play a role in what we can do as advocates. Um,
Mhm.
from my personal experience, some men that I advocate for already have other advocates that are working for them or working with them and things of that nature. And um they kind of don't want the two advocates to commingle and things of that nature. They want their respective advocate to do their respective advocacy, and they don't want those two things to mix. So
Mhm.
it's a lot. Like, it's a lot of interpersonal relationships with people that are incarcerated, as well as um the people that are supporting them, because sometimes,
Mhm.
in this advocacy organization game, I guess is the best way to call it. Um, the people that you're supposed to be close to, which are other advocates and things of that nature, we all have a common goal, which is to abolish the death penalty. But it seems like, there's a little bit of like tension or strife when it comes to who we're advocating for and why. So
Mhm.
I know,
Right.
Remy, you've seen that a lot, being in the game for 15 years, but
Mhm.
that's just something that I wanted to point out.
Yeah, right. I want to talk about boundaries because boundaries are our love. Boundaries are, protect us. They protect the men, they protect their families, they protect the mission of humanizing death row and being an advocate. It's not about emotional ownerships. It's about being someone only source of comfort. It's about being a voice, a supporter, someone who speaks up when the system is silent. Someone who listens when the world stopped listening. And a lot of guys complain about that. They feel like they're um, unknown. They feel like they're hidden. They feel like they're invisible. So because it's not about crossing into emotional territory that belongs to their partners or spouses. When a man rejects an advocate because he is trying to respect the relationship, we must honor that. And I've learned that I have to honor it, even though it hurts sometimes. Even when we know our heart, was in the right place, and my heart has always been in the right place. I'm not here to find love. I'm here to save their lives. I'm here to abolish the death penalty. I'm here to make sure that they live another day. I'm here to make sure they get the resources they need, the funds they need to be able to eat, to have their phone calls, to be able to get their stamps, to be able to get anything that they need, but emotional support and spiritual support. So, that's important to me. So, but at the same time, I have to respect their boundaries, even when it hurts, unfortunately.
And, when we talk about being a support system for people that are incarcerated, we don't necessarily mean that we're here to replace the support system that's already in place. We're
Mm-hmm.
just here to supplement and add to and enhance, and we're here to attenuate and amplify what's already being done by, the core nuclear support system. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times men will have, if men have families, I know one of our guys has a very big family that advocates for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
So when we have situations like that, our job is not to replace those people or to
Or
take the
replace their
place
wives,
or replace
you
their
know.
wives, replace their
Mhm.
girlfriends, others, mothers, whatever. You know,
Mhm.
we're trying to help them because
Mhm.
being an emotional support system for a person that's incarcerated is a lot of work, especially on one person, and as advocates we understand that. So that's why we advocate not only for the people that are incarcerated, but we also advocate for the families as well. Because,
Mhm.
advocacy is not just about a single person. It's about that person's entire support system and that entire network that surrounds that person. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is why we're so consistently we emphasize, we we're clear about our roles. We maintain a healthy emotional boundaries, and we never sacrifice their peace, our peace. We never personalize someone's um struggles. We advocate because we believe that every human deserves dignity. That's what humanizing death row is all about: compassion. Um, not because we expect emotional. I can't explain it, but if our heart is in this work, we have to prepare for moments where we give and we don't get much back. Unfortunately, that's not fair. That's just advocacy. Sometimes, we don't get back, but we give. Sometimes we give, love and support, and sometimes they're just like, no, can't do it. I
reciprocity is reciprocity is not always guaranteed when you're advocating for people. So
mm-hmm.
it's hard too because you don't want to develop. Sometimes when you're advocating for these people, you develop like a type of emotional connection to them. Um,
And I've done it
in,
over the years.
in a healthy way, not like in some
Mm-hmm.
weird type of, but like in a healthy way, like, oh, this is my friend, like, this guy knows X, Y, and Z about me. Like I've opened up to this guy. He's been here for me. Like I've been here for him type of thing. So we get like companionship that way. And it's kind of hurtful when, that person decides to step away or that person is shut down and they're not able to write back or, you know, you know, they have a significant other that's not comfortable with the relationship or whatever you want to call it. So let's also take the time to recognize that some men don't reject us. They just reject the idea of depending on somebody new.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like for the longest time, the men of Polonsky, I'm gonna put them on full blast. I'm gonna put them on blast. They were literally begging me. They were literally begging me to write them. And then they were not writing me back because they were just so used to Remy and they were just so like, and they just love them some Remy. They love them some Rem Ram. They love them some
um,
Rem Ram. They love them some
and I
Remy.
tried. I tried to
You know,
give them
and
to
she
others,
tries
and they're
to
like,
give me the
no,
floor, man.
no,
She
no. You
tries.
know.
She tries
Mm-hmm.
to relinquish the power and give it to me so that I can
Mm-hmm.
advocate just as well as she does for these men on death row in Texas. But they are just so used to Remy that they don't necessarily want to write me back all the time. So when they watch this, they know who
Mm-hmm.
they
They're spoiled. It's
are.
my fault. I've spoiled them. I'm
They're
sorry,
spoiled.
but you know they'll open up, and I think sometimes we just have to know that they are not good with new people, and they weren't with me either. They want friends. They don't want pen pals. They want people who are friends. They want people who are going to build. They want to get to know you just as you want to get to know them. And even when they're in relationships, they don't want to get to know you, because then if they're significant others, like, why are you trying to get to know this person? Because they just want them to be just with them and get to know them, and not let everyone in. And as an African American woman, when I first started becoming an advocate for men and women on death row, and African American men can relate to me, and sometimes they're with different cultures, and sometimes they're like, okay, here comes an African American woman, and she's trying to be an advocate to you. I don't like that, and so there comes a rejection right there. And but at the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna
Here's
always
what
be
it
there
is,
for
you
them.
know?
Yeah, it is what it, and I'm always gonna be there. If they reject me, I always tell them I'm gonna keep you in my prayers. I'm gonna continue to pray for you. I'm a prayer advocate. I'm gonna continue to keep you on my prayer board. I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
continue to
continue
fight.
to yeah, I'm gonna
You know?
continue to fight because at the end of the day, I'm here to fight for men and women on death row. I'm here to help abolish the death penalty. I'm here to make life, easier for them, as they're on death row because they're already feel abandoned by so many people, and I'm not going to abandon them. Even though they may walk away from me, I'm still letting them know I'm still here. Remy is still here. If you decide you want to, write me again, you know, write me. But like I said, at the end of the day, to all the women out there who have men, husbands on death row, humanizing death row, we're here for not only them, but we're here for you. We're here to with open arms. We're here for support. If you need to write us, write us. If you want to talk on the phone with us, if you want us to advocate for you, we will. Because humanizing death row is all about family and friends. We're not just about the men on death row. We're here for you. We support you. You can lay your shoulders on us, and you can lean on us, and we're going to be there for you to support you because we know it's hard for you to have your loved one, to have the man that you love on death row and never know when they're going to get that date or never know what they're going through. So we're here for you. So don't think that we're out here to get your the man that you love. No. We're here to help him, help save his life. We're here to be a support system for him and a support system for you. And I think once people understand that about humanizing their role, I think that they will maybe open up more their significant others to realize that they can message us, they can have our numbers, we can talk to them. Maybe they will be better. Maybe they'll open up to us. Maybe they'll allow their significant others to talk to us, to advocate for them, and I have to respect them, but like I said, at the end of the day, it hurts. And I didn't understand at first, but now I'm like, okay, when they say, hey, I don't want to deal with you because you're female, I just be like, okay, you know, that's why I want more male advocates for that reason.
We're
And
hiring
so
male advocates.
if you're
So if
if you're
anybody
listening,
that's a
we need male
man
advocates.
that wants
Hmm.
to be an advocate, we need
We
male
are here.
advocates.
We need them
We
because,
need male
you
advocates.
know, right now, we're more of a female advocate. I think we have one male advocate, and so we're more of female advocates.
Mhm.
So we need more males. Um, but not only that, we need more advocates, not just pen pals. We need advocates who are going to help us, fight and help us, come up with different events, different, collaborations. But visit the guys because the guys, like they like visits. So, get on their list and visit them and, support them. But I wanted to do this tonight because, being a female advocate is hard sometimes. I've cried some tears. I've lost some guys along the way, and some have came back. Some have said, Remy, I'm sorry. I had a girlfriend and she made me push you away because you're a woman, but now I'm back and I'm like, okay, welcome back. But, I just wanted to do this tonight because I want everybody to know humanizing death row is all about families. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep repeating myself over and over and over and over and over. We're all about family. When we're all about, their children, mothers, daddies, cousins, aunts. We all want to be here to support everyone every
That's
day.
true.
Yeah.
So with
And
that being said, today's conversation is a reminder that advocacy is powerful, meaningful, and sometimes it can be a little emotionally complex. But
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it's one of the most compassionate things a person can do or can be as an advocate. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
very important role within our organization and within the fight to abolish the death penalty. So with all of that being said, thank you to every advocate out there who continues to show up with strength, empathy, and courage. You guys are seen, you guys are valued, and you are literally what makes humanizing death row turn, what makes the wheels go round and round on the bus, the advocacy bus. So thank you guys so much for that.
Like our BB, our Brianna, who was our Sunday appreciation. Me and Christopher was on the phone, and we was like, we have to make sure we show our appreciation to Brianna and, of course, Kalina,
Of
for
course.
their support and their hard work, every day.
Hmm.
Because without you ladies, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So we appreciate you. I appreciate you, Brianna. I love you. I thank you for all that you do every day. I mean, there's sometimes I'm like, ugh, but
It's a lot. It's a lot.
she's calling, she's emailing, and I thank God because running an organization is not
It's
easy.
hard.
And yeah, but humanizing death row, we're here to stay and we're gonna grow. And we're gonna abolish this death penalty. We're gonna help families, we're gonna help the men on death row and women on death row, and we're
Mhm.
gonna make life better for them. And we're just not going away. So continue to pray for us, and to the men and women on death row who are married, single, and struggling or searching, we see you. We honor you. We will continue fighting for you, for your dignity, for your humanity, and please, we need donations. There are guys who are asking for money to be put on their books, and Remy is short this month, so just help out if you can, because they need commissary. I want them to eat healthy. I want them to be happy, because it's unfortunately they're in a dark place. We don't want them to feel like they're in a dark place. Bring a little light to them, So if you can donate, go to our website. We You can donate to PayPal. You can inbox us, and give us your donation. No little, whatever you can give. We also have shirts on sale. They're $20 plus shipping. Humanizing Death Row shirts. You can order them. That goes to the men and women, for their funds. Please make sure
None
you
of that
follow us.
money goes to us. None of it.
Nothing. We're about to go see the guys in December. At the end of December, that's coming out of our pockets. We're going to Pulaski to see some of the guys, and that's coming out of our pockets. We don't want the funds for us. We want the funds for them because I would need to make sure that I continue to give them stamps, phone calls, and commissary and e-com. So, at the end of the day, God provides for us. He is our provider. And he has never left us, never forsaked us, never let us fall. So at the end of the day,
Never.
he's going to keep
Praise
us.
God.
He's going to keep going. God is a good God. He is a provider. He is all that we need. But at the end of the day, if you can be a blessing, because it's all about being a blessing, we would greatly appreciate it. Please make sure you follow us on all our platforms. Those little invites that we send you on Facebook, please accept those invites, so that, we can get more followers. Comment, share, talk about humanizing death row. Instagram, Facebook. Go look at our website, our YouTube page. We put videos on our YouTube page. So, like I said, please support us with some donations. We really, really greatly appreciate it. Even if you just buy a t-shirt, that's a blessing to us. Because at the end of
That's
the day,
money that we
Christopher,
can give to the guys.
yeah,
Honestly.
because Christopher Love, our co-founder, he greatly appreciates you guys all. He greatly appreciates all the support. And he appreciates all the love, and donations go for him too. So like I said, just please support. Thank you, and God bless you. Remember, it's never too late to save a life. Good night, and remember, oh, to all the advocates, we love you. Keep your head up and keep going strong because we need you.
And
Thank you,
also,
and
please, we need your help.
yes, please. become an advocate, become a humanizing death row advocate. Even if you don't just become an advocate with us, become an advocate for men and women on death row. Fight for them because they need you. 2026 is on its way, and we need to abolish the death penalty. It's going to be more executions coming up. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, we need your help to abolish the death penalty because last year we had, well, this year we've had too many execution dates. Florida was the death machine.
Florida was
So,
going crazy.
so next year we don't need that. So let's work together. Let's, fight. We pray all day. We pray together, but at the same time we got to fight. So join someone's organization to fight, to help. But if you'd like to be a part of Humanizing Death Row, come on over here. We're all about family. We'll love you. We'll support you. And, we'll be there
Just
for
get a
you.
good laugh.
Yes.
We're
All
funny.
right. Yes,
We're
we
funny
are.
over here. Anyway, thank you
Yes,
guys
we
so
are.
much
Thank
for
you.
joining 1 Minute Left, powered by HDR.
But it's the art. I'm Remy Fry.
I'm the co-host with the most, BB, and we're gonna see you guys next week or whenever
Thank you.
we make another
Thank.
podcast.
All right. Thank you. God bless you. Good night.
God bless.